In the import dialog window, if you've selected copy as DNG, copy, or move, you'll get the option to rename your files. Over here in the right panel, you can see file renaming. I click on that arrow and it opens it up. If you select add, this will not be an option. Only if you have copy or move or copy as DNG selected. And if you select this, rename files, you can see a template with a whole series of ways that you can rename your original file name, which is based on the procedure or the standard of the camera manufacturer. So here, for example, if I choose custom name, I can type in a custom text. These were shot in San Francisco. And then I can use a sequence of starts with the number 1, and you'll see down here how it will appear for each file. I can also go and use the original custom text with the original file name, and you can see how that works. And custom name with a sequence. Again, you can set the start number. Custom name, just write whatever you want, and it'll appear. Date, this is based on the date generated by the digital camera. So this is the EXIF data telling me when it was taken, and then the original file name. File name plus a sequence. So if I wanted to sequence them myself, here's a start number. You type in whatever you want, and each one will follow sequentially. And that's just your file name. That wouldn't be changing the name. That's the original name. A shoot name, and you type in the shoot, and then it will add just the number of the file name. And shoot name sequence, you can create your own sequence. Let me show you how to create your own custom file naming nomenclature, one that I use and a lot of photographers use. I think it's pretty useful. It doesn't matter. You can select any of these, and then under Edit, open that up, and that brings up the file name template editor. I'm going to delete that by clicking on it and hitting the delete button. Select that little dash and get rid of it. So I have a blank canvas to start with. This is the procedure I follow. I start with my last name, A-A-L-A-N-D. I give it an underscore. Then I go and give it a date. This formula, date is the year followed by the date. You can obviously use different ways of displaying that date. And if I click there, that will insert itself up into the file name. Under example, it shows you my name and then the date. And that date is based on the EXIF data. It's going to be different for any photo that's shot at a different date. And then finally, because I like to retain the original file name, I will select under file name, insert. And now that will retain the original file name. So it'll look like this. It'll have my last name, the date the picture was shot, and then the original file name. And I'm going to save this as a preset. I'll put my last name there because it's based on my last name. You can create as many of these presets as you want based on all kinds of criteria. And if you're working with different photographers, you can make presets based on their last name, each one a little different. Create and done. Now, when you go to this template pop-up menu, that will appear. And I can select that, and I don't have to do it again. Once I've done it once, I'm all set. So rename files, and now when I select import, because I've selected move, it's going to move all these files, and every one of these file names will be changed and will follow this nomenclature that I've created here. It's up to you whether you rename files or not. There's certain times when it's logical, in this case, by adding more information. The photographer's name, the date the picture was shot. Gives you one more way to search for images or actually to leave your name attached to the image as it goes out into the world. Or you may just decide to keep the original name as well. And this is something that you do on import, and then you don't have to worry about it. Or within Lightroom itself, there are ways of renaming files at any time. And then on export, you can also rename files. So it's not critical. This is not one of the critical things to do. And again, it's only an option if you've selected copy as a DNG, copy, move. And if you've selected add, Lightroom's not doing anything to the files, so there's no reason for it to want to slow it down to have it do this.